Reebok CrossFit Connect. That's my dog. And every day he leaves the house and he walks to work and he walks through the long grass, and the long grass gets flat, and he's created a little pathway. And we have pathways run from our head to our body, neurological pathways they're called. And it's a lot to do with strength that we're currently training at the moment. Strength is a function of the nervous system. So the little pathway that my doggy is walking is a little pathway that we're walking. We're creating pathways to movement. Every time we repeat a movement, that pathway gets more obvious and clearer. So one day he gets back from work, he goes, "Dad, I've saved some money, I've put in the work, I'm going to get a motorbike and I'm going to drive to work down this pathway." And it becomes a little bit bigger, it becomes a dirt track. He's added load to that pathway. A motorbike is a bigger load than just him. And then he comes back one day and goes, "Dad, it's too cold to ride to work, I would like you to give me a lift." So he jumps into the Skoda mobile and I drive him to work. So he's added more load to that pathway, and all of a sudden that dirt track's become a road. It's got bigger, it's got stronger, we've got more strength of signal, or a bigger car going through that pathway. So he comes back soon, he goes, "Right, Dad, I've got a load of dogs working for me now. I'm the big boss man, we're going to need to give us all a lift to work." So I get a lorry, which is more load. It's bigger still to force down this pathway. I've driven them all to work. And before you know it, this road's become a dual carriageway and becomes a motorway. Biggest road in Europe it is. And it's very simply because we kept going down that same pathway and we kept adding load. And that's your strength training. So, knowing it's a function of the nervous system and not necessarily the muscles, that's why we give you so long to get through your set. So we're saying a set every 4 minutes, a superset. It's 2 movements, but it's low reps, so it's a lot of time to stand twiddling your thumbs and going, "Oh, why are we waiting so long then?" I know, I've been there. I'm there at the moment with you guys. So the reason being that just because your muscles feel okay and they think they can go and do the next lift, it doesn't necessarily mean that neurologically that our nervous system is recovered enough to go and do the next lift. So 85%, that's a heavy load, and it's going to take our nervous system at least 2 minutes to recover. Lots of science, lots of history, loads of experience, loads of documentation on it. We're going to need at least a 2-minute rest to recover from an 85% lift before our nervous system is ready to send the same strength of signal to your body. So what strength is not your muscles, it's how strong is the signal going from your brain to your body, telling it to do things. Obviously, the bigger the muscle, the more motor units you've got, the more potential for strength there could be. The more vessels there are carrying out the orders. But if that signal's not strong, doesn't matter how big your muscles are, we're not going to be able to lift load. So I'd encourage you to take the time to rest in between your sets. Today we have changed that format a little bit. We've said either a 4-minute set or do your set and have a minimum of 2 minutes rest, which might see us move through a bit quicker, because 4 minutes may be on the slightly long side, but I just wanted to absolutely guarantee that people were rested enough so they could keep the quality and keep that loading where it should be. So I hope that makes sense and answers some questions about why the long rest periods. It will naturally come down anyway, so it won't be taking as long over our strength sets, because it will soon be changing to 3 sets and 3 reps. So it will create more time for us to do other cool stuff. Thank you very much. Bye bye.